This is Phyllis Tarbox with Above and Beyond Christian Counseling. Today I am going to discuss self-injury and cutting and what the Bible has to say about its origins. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you 7 signs, warning signs, that your child may be cutting. Is cutting demonic? Does the Bible say anything about its origins and the cutting of flesh? And what are the warning signs that you should look for if you suspect your child is cutting? Children who are cutting and slashing their flesh are being driven by demons. Scripturally, God is very clear on this topic, but like many of us, I never noticed how many times God actually referenced cutting connected to death and demons in the Bible until He opened up my eyes. It was the week that I received 7 phone calls from parents who were concerned about their daughters self-mutilating. It became readily apparent to me that God was on a mission to reveal the works of darkness that are tormenting our children. Biblical laws were given to the Israelites that forbade the slashing of flesh. And I asked God to show me the custom that perpetuated those laws. And I quickly discovered that the origins of self-injury were learned by the Jews in Egypt. It was a customary practice of the heathens to make deep gashes on their face, their arms, and on their legs in times of mourning. The cutting symbolized a mark of respect for the dead, as well as an offering of sorts to the deities who presided over death and the grave. Hence the need for the law in Deuteronomy 14:1, which states, "You are the children of the Lord your God. You shall not cut yourselves, nor shave the front of your head for the dead." The words "for the dead" from this scripture leaped off the page at me. It was repeated again in Leviticus 19:28, and that scripture says, "You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor tattoo marks on you. I am the Lord." And like most of us, I read that scripture with my total focus on the practice of tattooing. But these scriptures are connected in the New Testament with the portrayal of the demonized man who sat in the tombs in Mark 5:5, crying out day and night and cutting himself with the stones. So summarizing, cutting is connected. It is connected to death and demons. Henry Wright, who is the founder of Be in Health, and he's one of our great resources that we use often in counseling, connects the spiritual roots of cutting to the following. He stated self-unforgiveness, self-resentment, self-retaliation, self-anger, self-violence, self-murder, self-rejection, self-accusation, guilt, anxiety, and death. The demonic realm is attempting to isolate our children so they turn their frustrations and their fears inward and use their bodies as a bulletin board for hell. Here are 7 signs that your child may be involved in cutting. The first one is you'll notice changes in their behavior, including spending more time in isolation. There'll be long showers or spending large amounts of time in the bathroom. They begin washing their sheets and clothing for themselves when they previously did not. They suddenly start using large amounts of toilet paper or facial tissue, and wearing long sleeves in summer, or wearing large amounts of bracelets to cover up their wrists. New cuts and injuries appear without logical explanation, and you'll find that they're frequently accessing or following online self-injury groups or websites. Self-injury has become the silent therapist that's used for emotional release. These children need a safe place to share what is going on in their heads without fear of condemnation. They need to understand that it's the devil that's waging war over their souls by using a counterfeit method of a quick emotional release in order to kill, steal, and destroy their God-given purpose. What our children need is the truth. If you're concerned that your child is self-injuring, please seek the help of a qualified Christian counselor that will listen to them, encourage them, and teach them God's plan for their life. What they do not need is to be labeled and further alienated. God's voice is thundering for us to awaken to the tactics of the enemy that are stealing our children. I pray this has blessed you, opened your eyes, and given you some insight, and have a good day.